Today is March 1st, 2025. This is the Klamath River. It's right above Jenny Creek, below the Narrows. Thought I'd come up today and see how it was flowing. As I've stated in other videos, Upper Klamath Lake, and they've been releasing out of there in Keno. We started it 2 days ago, so I figured I'd kind of come up today and see what things were looking like. When I look down there, I can't see some wood debris on the side. I'll go slow for you. But it's definitely chocolate in color, still muddy the whole way. From seeing the wood debris on the side, you can tell how high it was running when they first did the release a couple days ago. I'm gonna pause for a second. Not quite sure what's going on over there. I think from here you can kind of see that little bit of wood debris over there. I know a lot of that floated down the first day that they released water from up at the Link River Dam and the Keno Dam. I don't really smell the water much from up here, but I'm going to pause and I'm going to head on upstream. So that's looking down the Klamath River. Down in that bend would be where Jenny Creek comes in. Up here there's a slight breeze. I get a hint of the river sometimes, that decay smell. It's not bad. Anyways, that's what it's looking like right here. I'm gonna go ahead and pause and head up the river. So I came down the road a little bit. This is kind of like the area what they start referring to as the Narrows. You can definitely tell it was flowing pretty high through over all these rocks. You can see the wood debris that goes over the top. That's looking upstream. You can kind of see where the water line, I think, was. You can see how much water's still here. It's still pretty wet up here from all these storms. I'm going to pause it and I'm going to go down there closer to the fence. So I'm down here closer. I can definitely smell the water the closer I am to it down here. Up that direction would be Fall Creek. I can see some tire tracks down in there. You can definitely see all the wood debris that's down in there that got stuck there. I can really smell the river from here. But anyways, I'm sure you can see how dark the water is. So I am going to pause it and I'm going to head a little further up the road. In this area there actually used to be sandbars and it used to split here. So you can definitely see how high it's flowing today. Obviously this used to still be part of Iron Gate, so it's had high waters before. See the trees all there. Not sure if you can see the high water mark over on the other side. Right there. It's where the lake used to be. That's what it's flowing at today. Just so if those of you that are wondering, that other little bench right there is where the railroad used to be before the dams were put in. That was the trestle crossing right there. It used to go all along that bench right there. So you can kind of see the high water mark above and where the train trestle was below, or the train tracks. Like I said, you can kind of tell how high it ran when they first released the water, because that area is covered with wood debris and you can see it's still wet. So anyways, I'm off on my next stop. So this is another great view of where the train crossing used to be. This is what it's looking like upriver. If you look closely over at the other side, you can see how high it got to. That's what it's looking like downriver. I don't know if you can see there's tracks down there. I'm not sure how new they are. And that's what it's looking like upriver. I'm gonna pause and I'm gonna head that direction. Not sure if you could see the tracks in there. Not sure if those are newer or older. It's kind of hard to tell. But anyways, that's what it's looking like right here. I'm gonna pause and head on up the river. Breeze is starting to come up a little bit, so I'm gonna try to block the wind. Seen a few birds out here today. I'm getting close to Fall Creek, but I thought I'd stop and kind of show you guys what the whole area looks like along my way. You can see that there's tracks down in there. It's hard to tell how new they are, how long they've been there. Don't know if it's a side-by-side. At some points it looked like a small cat or something with tracks. So I look, you can see where some of the timbers are still up in this area that flushed down with the original release from up above. So that's what it's looking like right here. I'm going to continue on up the road. Not sure if it flowed up that high where you can see those little pieces of timber are. Up that direction is where Fall Creek is. I'm making my way up to Fall Creek. You can see from here there's some timbers right there on the bank side. I'll see those when I get up there further. Show you what that whole area looks like. It's definitely pretty wet. It's kind of hard to tell where the water came through here when it was higher. Anyways, I am going to pause and I'm going to head upstream. This is looking downstream from where I was just at. I think you can kind of maybe see better where it may have flowed during the high rush the other day. It's still pretty high, but that would be up towards where Fall Creek comes in, around that bend. I'm gonna go on up just a little bit further. This is looking downstream from where I just came from. Pan out so you can see the whole area. This is about the last that I can really see of the Klamath River. Because the other areas you're not allowed to walk down into anymore. I noticed there's a pair of honkers down there. And down here at Fall Creek, I'm not exactly sure where the gauge is. It's probably in an area I can't get to or have access to. But I'm going to go ahead and we'll go up to Fall Creek and look at the culvert. But that's what the Klamath River is looking like right now. This is one more decent shot of the Klamath River before you really can't see it before Fall Creek. I can't go down there. There's no access. It's fenced off now, so I can't walk down there. And then from right here, the Fall Creek culvert is just right up there. So that's where I'll end. But you can see there's the fence there. There's the gate there, so we don't have access to walk down in there. Then it would be right above this region, right above Fall Creek is where you start entering in towards Canyon. So from up here, you can kind of see the Klamath River as it flows through the trees. I'll pan out. You can kind of see it through those trees. And then from here, this is where Fall Creek comes in. That right there would be Fall Creek. And that is the culvert. And then that would be the new bridge that they built that goes over the Klamath River. So I'll pause it. So this would be Fall Creek. So it flows down and it enters into the Klamath River down there. You can kind of see it through the trees. So it looks like Fall Creek is flowing pretty good too. It looks pretty clear. That's what it looks on this side. You can kind of see the Klamath River from here. That would be the Klamath River that you can see right there. That's kind of where Fall Creek comes into the Klamath River. So I'm going to end it here today. I'm not going to go any farther than this. I was going to try to make my way around to Copco, but I ran into a couple people on my route coming up this direction. They told me that once you get up to Copco and about past the springs, there's trees across the road, so you can't get all the way around. They had to back out and come back. So I figured today I'm just going to stop my trip here at Fall Creek, and maybe another day I'll try Copco. I might go in the other direction through Ager-Beswick and go around on the south side instead. But I know right now this road is not passable all the way around on the north side. So this is where I'm ending my trip today. And I'm hoping at some point I can get up to Copco and kind of see how things are looking up there. So anyways, we're supposed to get more rain tonight and into tomorrow. Like I said, these releases are supposed to happen for the next 9 days. We're supposed to get more storms within another week, so I guess we'll have to kind of see how the flows go. If there's any drastic changes, I'll try to make my way up here next weekend when I don't have work. So anyways, this is what the Klamath River is looking like today.